Cancelled.
Schweezy.
So I wanted to talk about, I'm probably like a week too late. Every other place has already talked about this. But Marvel, the Marvel Studios, the MCU, the movies I love, and I'm like, keep me going when I'm like, oh man, maybe I don't want to be alive anymore. But then it's like, well, you know, Secret Wars comes out in 2025, and the Kang Dynasty, I want to see how this works out, you know. Not everyone's best. Anything that motivates you to stay alive is apparently good for some people.
What?
But, you know, for me, you know, I love all this Marvel stuff, and I love how it's like, we're slowly getting to a point where, like, for most of the time, like, every week we have, like, a new Marvel thing. That's what I love about the TV shows. A movie comes out. It's really cool. And so everyone's like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm like, this is sometimes the only thing I have going for me. So what I want to talk about, because they just, like, dropped a ton of shit. The last time Marvel was at San Diego Comic-Con, or last time maybe San Diego Comic-Con really happened, was it was 2019. It was right after Avengers Endgame came out. They just basically revealed everything that's coming out, Phase 4, and they're like, you know what? Everything's shakes. We're working on, like, getting mutants into the MCU, working on the Fantastic Four. Those are coming. Deadpool, like, we're running those coming, so take a look at that. Stuff like that. So that's, you know, they released Phase 4, which is weird. I guess they probably had Phase 4 planned out, like, years before 2019, so that was before they even had the rights back to Fantastic Four. So would have been cool to see the Fantastic Four in Phase 4, but life can't be perfect.
I identify as a fucking threat.
So I just wanted to go over kind of what they announced. I pulled up like some article by Nerdist, and so I'm just kind of look into everything that's kind of going on with that. They gave a new trailer, or is it really a trailer? Yeah, it's technically a trailer. There's a difference between trailers and teasers, apparently. So we kind of have to like, and I don't know. Sometimes one is one, and one is the other. I don't know. And the whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing, basically you're just like waiting for trailers, and I'm just like, just release the fucking trailer. And like your expectations of the trailer is like, yeah, I don't know. They could have edited like fucking Doctor Doom out of this scene. I don't know. The trailers are at this point are like, well, they're not going to put any big reveals in these scenes, so I don't know. They released a trailer to She-Hulk. That's coming out in like a couple weeks. I think like after my birthday. You know, I'm turning 29 this year. I'm turning 29 very soon. So yeah, they released that, and let's just say, She-Hulk, you know, Wanda Maximoff, I mean, Brie Larson will always be my mommy, but Wanda Maximoff had mommy vibes for a while, but she was like literally a mommy. Like literally a mommy. Now, Jennifer Walters, especially in the She-Hulk form, mommy. Let's just say that. Like, I hope, like, I saw a meme, I was like, I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me. I'm pretty sure She-Hulk is going to awaken things. You're like, you know, when you, like, if you read any She-Hulk stories, you're like, She-Hulk's just a character. Now, like, watching it in, like, live action, I'm like, maybe I'm attracted to, like, taller women, you know? Maybe that's what I'm into. You know, you just watch that shit and you're like, maybe that's what I'm into. Anyways, though, good. I'm really good, and I'm glad they're going with the vibe that it's going to be a comedy, so She-Hulk has always been, like, a comedy. And they released so many fucking, like, cameos just in the trailer alone. They released, so obviously, Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is going to be in it. Elon Blonsky, the Abomination, is in the trailer, too. Kind of shows in, you know, an actual form. Frogman, just randomly Frogman. They're like, we're gonna put Frogman in this shit. I'm like, okay, I'll watch anything. It's just a fun. It's not gonna be like, they're not gonna be making a fucking Frogman movie. They make a Frogman movie. I mean, I'm just surprised they're making like an Agatha Harkness series, Coven of Chaos. Like, that's a stretch. Like, because I don't think Agatha Harkness really has many actual stories they could even pull from. They'd have to be. I guess they do all original. I don't know. Frogman, they did Wong, just from fucking, I don't know, just because, like, he was in Shang-Chi with the Abomination. Even that cameo was weird, because that whole cameo part, minus the post-credit scene, was mainly just because Benedict Wong, the actor plays Wong. And let's be honest, it's weird that, like, not weird, but it's kind of a weird coincidence that a character called Wong, and it was established in the comics, his name was Wong. They found an actor, his name is Benedict Wong, who's also co-starring with Benedict Cumberbatch. It's weird. I didn't think Benedict was that good of a name. Anyways, he's in the trailer, and then they reveal Daredevil in the trailer, which was really cool, because I recently decided, I'm like, I haven't seen the season 3 of Daredevil on, that was on Netflix, now on Disney Plus, which is weird. And I was thinking, like, are they going to keep the Netflix thing at the beginning? Nope. They were able to take that out. It's weird that the Netflix shows are on Disney Plus now, but makes sense. So yeah, that's She-Hulk. Already like a million cameos just in that. Oh, Titania too. But that's like another thing. They released the Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer. Seemed more like a teaser, but I guess it's saying trailer. The YouTube page is saying trailer, which is really cool. I mean, like, I was kind of thinking that the second Black Panther movie wasn't going to be that good, because they clearly had to have a story already planned out for Black Panther 2. Then Chadwick Boseman dying had to be like, I'm not saying it's an unfortunate situation. I wish he was still alive, but you have to think about it, like, as a business standpoint, like, okay, they basically had almost rewrite the entire movie to make it fit that he died and there's a new Black Panther and shit. But in the trailer they released that they're doing a kind of like a civil war between Wakanda and I don't think it's Atlantis. I can't imagine. I don't know what the actual name is going to be for the underwater city. I think it's something a little more Aztec, like, which is cool. Like, it's kind of cool because, like, people say that Namor is Marvel's Aquaman, even though Namor came first, but Aquaman is so different from Namor, and I'm glad they're really sticking to, like, hey, this guy is not like Aquaman at all. And so yeah. Okay, and so those were like the two trailers they showed. So then they're getting into, and I think those two are going to end those end phase 4. And then we get into phase 5, which is really cool. So I think we're starting with phase 5. I guess starting with Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. By the way, they're calling this the Multiverse Saga, which is already makes sense to be calling it the Multiverse Saga, because, like, first to begin early on in this phase, they had Loki broke the multiverse in that show, released the multiverse, made our multiverse exist again. Then Spider-Man No Way Home had villains and other Spider-Men come from other parts of the multiverse. Then they had Multiverse of Madness, where they introduced America Chavez, who can travel the multiverse, and they went to another multiverse and wanted to kill everyone. So clearly they're setting up for, like, some multiverse type shit. So anyway, 2023, next year, Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. I guess they did show trailer of that, and Kang is like, oh, you're an Avenger? Have I killed you before? I'm like, Jesus. And then Secret Invasion, that's coming to Disney Plus, which I'm excited for. I'm like, I always thought, because you kind of knew there were going to be a Secret Invasion once they introduced Skrulls into the mix, but they introduced Skrulls as good guys in Captain Marvel, so I'm kind of confused about how they're going to go about that, but Marvel's kind of like the banana stand. There's always money in the banana stand. They'll find a way. Then they're finally going to release Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 after fucking firing James Gunn and then rehiring him. I feel like that script's been sitting around forever, which is weird because this is the only real space, galactic type, outer space type movie kind of coming in the next 2 phases, at least so far. Besides the Marvels, but I doubt those will even connect. And then they're gonna do Echo, which I guess I don't know. Like, she was cool in Hawkeye, but I don't know how they're gonna do that. And they're gonna have Daredevil in it. And so in the comics, Echo can speak normally, but she can't hear. So I don't know how her and Matt Murdock's romance is gonna be a thing. I guess you can read lips, but doesn't it feel weird though? Like, I can see myself. If I could date a deaf person, I just have to learn sign language and shit like that. I could date a blind person. I just have to talk and walk them around places a lot of times. But, like, a blind person and a deaf person dating is kind of weird. And I don't know how they're gonna do that, because the actress who plays Maya Lopez, no, that's the actual name, Echo. Her actress, she actually is deaf in real life, IRL. So, very curious about how that's going to go. I'll still watch it. The Marvels with my mommy, Brie Larson, Kamala Khan. I guess Monica Rambeau is going to come back to. Kind of curious. I guess they kind of left it with a cliffhanger after the Miss Marvel show. So, super interested. They're doing Loki Season 2. Loki literally has been the best MCU show that has come out from any of the Disney Plus Marvel shows. Loki has been the best.
And I really like that.
And it's definitely another show that actually builds onto this multiverse saga. So, super cool shit. I'm really excited for that. Blade, super interested in. Hopefully they kind of build on that. Dane Whitman from the post-credit scene of Eternals kind of build out that. Midnight Suns, hoping for that. Midnight Suns, I'm really hoping for that. We got Ironheart. I guess she's getting introduced in Wakanda Forever. Super interested. I hope they do some sort of AI Tony Stark. Like, they have the guy who does the voice on What If, because, like, they're not going to pay Robert Downey Jr. to come back for that. So they could do, like, a cartoonish AI thing for Tony Stark. Hopefully they do something like that to help train her and shit like that. That'd be really cool. Agatha, Coven of Chaos. I don't know if they're going to be really digging a hole for this story, let's be honest. Like, this story is really going to have, or they're really going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel for this. Captain America: New World Order, super excited for that. That's going to be Sam Wilson's movie debut, is it? Which is really cool because, you know, when it was like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then they released the Netflix Daredevil show and stuff like that, you're like, how is this ever going to actually connect to the MCU? And they've already shown that these shows do connect with WandaVision going into a multiverse of madness, and now Captain America: New World Order from Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to really affect things too, so that's going to be really cool. The show everyone's now excited about, Daredevil Born Again, was going to do like 18 episodes, going to feature Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, and Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, which is two of the most perfect castings that has ever been made in, like, it's just comic book. Like, those two match perfectly for their respective characters. I would say, though, Ben Affleck did have the correct jawline for Daredevil, but Charlie Cox, perfect Daredevil. He, like, plays the role perfectly. Like, the thing I hated about the Netflix shows, they really didn't do a good job of Matt Murdock as a lawyer as much as I like. Hopefully, Disney's gonna fucking knock it out of the park. Like, they already got him so good in Spider-Man No Way Home. Just like that one scene, he just catches a brick and he's like calm catching a brick, and Peter's like, like, you gotta catch this brick that's coming, and he's like, I'm a really good lawyer. And stuff like that. Then they're going to end this phase with the Thunderbolts, which they have been leading to. I guess they, what was it? Captain America, fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier, John Walker, and then what was supposed to come before that, Black Widow, post-credit scene with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Like, we knew she was recruiting for something like that. I guess they aren't doing Dark Avengers, and I'm really curious because it's called Thunderbolts because it's Thunderbolt Ross. Or General Ross, as he was in Captain America: Civil War. He was had small roles in Black Widow, Infinity War, and he was in a scene in Endgame. But William Hurt passed away, so I'm curious. They named the Thunderbolts after his character, who eventually turns into like the Red Hulk. I'm kind of curious how they're gonna do it. I don't think that was planned, but anyways, the Thunderbolts is basically just gonna be like the Dark Avengers and stuff like that. So yeah, and then they're like, let's just tell you what's gonna happen in Phase 6. So they only released 3 titles for Phase 6. The first one, I think, was coming November 2024. The Fantastic Four movie, which they still haven't announced the cast yet. It's being sneaky. I really hope that it's John Krasinski and as Reed Richards and his wife, what's-her-face, Emily Blunt, as Sue Storm. Like, that's just such good casting. They do seem a little bit older than I would like, but I don't know. I'd like maybe a little bit older Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Like, hopefully they're down for it for a while. That's the problem. But also, they're going to do, like, Council of Reeds maybe at some point, and so they bring back everyone who played Reed Richards. And so if they even go with someone else that's not John Krasinski, he still can come back, but he still really is the perfect casting for it. Marvel should put in the money for them. It's weird. Johnny Storm needs to be, like, a bit younger so he can be friends with Spider-Man. And stuff like that. And they're already rumored Jason Segel's playing the Thing, and he's going to be in there in She-Hulk. Interesting shit there. So, yeah, so, We don't know what's true with that. I wish they would have just announced it. D23 is coming up, so they may be announcing some shit there. Not totally sure. I'm gonna take another sip of my margarita, and then so we can announce what's coming after that.
What you ready to get fucked up?
Okay, and then I guess there's a bunch of empty slots, which I guess they're gonna announce something as a D23. So I do want to say that they're probably D23 this year. They're probably going to announce more, probably more on the lines to like more shows expected to come in the future and stuff like that. But I'm expecting somewhere in here they're going to announce a Spider-Man movie because, like, I guess with Sony's contract, they have to make a Spider-Man movie every 2 years or how many years or whatever for them to keep the rights to the character. Which, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Like that, maybe they won't, and Marvel can finally get their fucking rights back to it. We're really making good Spider-Man movies, but the problem is that I don't know how many characters they get with the villains and shit like that. That's gonna be weird. Anyways, though, I know Spider-Man movies can be in there somewhere, but the thing has to be with Sony first, and so they can't just be like, these are all like owned by Marvel Studios, and like Spider-Man isn't, so it's always gonna be that weird fucking situation of like, oh, it's probably just gonna be announced randomly. But they're ending it, I just think this is insane how they're ending this. 2 Avengers movies in 2025, and I guess they're still doing 2 other projects in 2025, but things are likely to change, and I can expect one of these Avengers movies to be pushed to the next year. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. So I guess is it May 2nd? Am I looking at that right? May 2nd. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. So, Jonathan Majors Kang he's shown up at the end of Loki, the first season of Loki, the very last episode. He's probably going to play a role in season 2 of Loki. He's going to be an antagonist, not the main antagonist, I guess one of the antagonists in the new Ant-Man movie that's coming out next February. So, like, he's already being built up. He was already in Phase 4. He's going to have some parts in Phase 5. He could make a role in the Fantastic Four in Phase 6. He's clearly going to be a big role in the Kang Dynasty. And then May, they're doing that. And then November, they're doing Avengers Secret Wars, which Avengers Secret Wars, we don't know, there's like 2 Secret Wars. I'm going to explain them horribly. But the first one was like, the Beyonder was like, I wonder what happens if all these heroes fought each other. And so he put them all in this battle world, and they all fought each other. It wasn't okay, but that's where Spider-Man originally got the symbiote suit, the Venom symbiote suit, and that was popular, so that's one thing that's cool. The other one was, I think, 2015. It's been a while since I read it, so I'm going to be a little bad with it, but an incursion happens, but Doctor Doom somehow stops the incursion, or creates a battle world where each individual lands are like one specific country and stuff like that, and then heroes and villains fight each other and stuff like that. You can read those stories. It's really good stories. At least the 2015 one is really good. But I'm not sure how Marvel's going to do it. I always thought it's going to be weird how they do it. I bet Kang's going to be at the center of all of it, and they have to defeat Kang at the end of it. It's going to be very interesting. It's clearly setting it up to be like a 2-part thing. I think it'd be awesome if they could set up how Peter Parker can get the symbiote suit. I always thought the idea in the next one, because he's not going to have like a nice tech suit made by Tony Stark or whatever, but he'd be like, man, he has a homemade suit, and he's like, man, I miss my old suit, stuff like that, and eventually, like near the end of it, he gets the symbiote suit, goes into Secret Wars and stuff like that, and then the next one's like a Venom Spider-Man type movie or something like that. That'd be really cool. Anyways, though, I think that's everything that happened at San Diego Comic-Con with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the shit I love. I'm super interested to see. I'm expecting a lot of these dates to change. I'm definitely betting that Avengers Secret Wars gets pushed back, like gets delayed. I'm 100% betting that. So you got to take a drink. You got to take a shot. If Avengers Secret Wars gets pushed to 2026, okay? You got that?
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Hey there, you just checked out a highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you learned something and that you are now a smarter individual. Just so you know, we have full episodes and other many highlights available now. Click here for the next best thing that you can go check out as well. And make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That way you get updated anytime we make a new post or anytime that we make a new highlight or full episode. So thank you, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.